Moral of the story, get thee to the bins. Hey folks, welcome back to me. I am back from my really big trip, and then I had to hit the road again and go to a conference. So, welcome to my hotel room. I am still putting together my video from my big trip to Bhutan just recently, and it's not quite ready. So, I figured while I'm on the road yet again, it's been a while since I've been thrifting, and sometimes thrifting on the road just hits different. So I wanted to take you guys with me this time and show you one of my all-time favorite thrifting spots in Virginia. So my conference takes me down to the Tidewater area of Virginia. In Hampton, you will find probably the best Goodwill Outlet ever. I've been to a number of them, and for some reason, this one just wins every single time. If you have not been to a Goodwill Outlet before, real quick, this is where things that don't sell in the retail stores end up, along with maybe some things that they figured aren't gonna sell in stores anyway. Oftentimes you'll find things that are quite a bit dirtier than what you would expect, even in thrift stores. Everything is piled into bins and you pay by the pound. In some Goodwill outlets, they are really small and they just don't have quite the turnover that this particular one does. I don't know if Virginia puts everything into the Hampton location, but it is amazing. Every time I go, I find way more than I think I'm going to, and probably way more than I need to. This time was no different. I showed up on a Friday evening. No, I didn't. No. I showed up on a Monday evening, and after checking into my hotel room, I took myself over to the outlet just to kind of see what I could scrounge up before they closed for the night. This was the first time I had been there in the evening, and it was quiet, very chill, and honestly, it was kind of nice. I could just put my headphones in and dig through some of the bins, and I found some pretty cool stuff that I am excited to share with you guys. I spent about 30 bucks, loaded it into my car, went back to my hotel room with some Chick-fil-A, and I passed out for the evening. The next morning, I didn't have to leave until 11 o'clock to get to the conference, so I headed back over there, and boy, things were a little different first thing in the morning. If you are a thrifter, you are probably aware of the t-shirt bros that show up to some of these places. These guys are resellers. These guys are resellers. They are the first to any new bin that comes in, and they are ruthless. And at this particular location, apparently they were not turning these bins over fast enough. These t-shirt bros were having a meltdown. There was one gentleman that walked around just complaining that there were blankets everywhere, which is my jam, and I was really happy that there were blankets everywhere. He was having a fit. There were no new clothes bins coming out. I thought we were gonna have to fight at some point. I thought there was gonna be a throwdown. Fortunately enough, I think some thrifting mom came through who managed to, appease him with something that she found in a bin. So he calmed down just a little bit. But I am really glad that I went in the morning because holy moly, did I find some incredible things. Now, let me give you a few words of warning if you have never been to the bins. First, it is a hodgepodge of humanity. You will be assaulted in all of the senses. When you get that much clothing, bedding, shoes, purses, hats, everything into one indoor location, the aromas can mix and intertwine in some not so appeasing ways. I've kind of become a little nose blind to it, but if you are a newbie, it's kind of an assault to the senses. Also, you are gonna run across gross things. That's just the reality of it. However, you are not going to insult or hurt anybody's feelings if you glove up and wear a mask, wear a hat, pull your hair back, because if you are willing to get your hands in there and really dig, you're gonna find some pretty amazing stuff. I'm waiting for all the people to walk by my door. I don't want them to hear what I'm doing. I always find it really interesting who is at the bins as well. Hands down, you're always gonna find pickers that are there, people that are reselling and looking for whatever their niche is. You also find a number of families that are there that I think buy for their communities. So they have these huge baskets or bins and they cover them with blankets and they are there all day. It is a sport. And then you always get kind of the younger, trendier crowd as well. And especially when I went in the morning, there were all of these girls that were there that were like picking, you know, the vintage jeans and the oversized flannel shirts and the overalls, and they try them on when they're there. Like, it's always really cool to kind of see how people are inspired by this mountain of stuff that so many other people consider garbage. I also kind of want to talk about maybe why everybody should try shopping at the bins at least once or twice. Every time I go into the outlet part of Goodwill, I am always a little overwhelmed at how much stuff is there. If it doesn't sell at the outlet, it gets baled up and then shipped out to sometimes foreign countries. It gets sold in bulk. Sometimes it just goes into landfills. So the outlet is kind of the last stop. You'll see in my big share-a-thon here in a second that there is still so much really good quality usable stuff that does not need to be going into landfills. And I always find it so disheartening. If we're not buying it, it's going to become trash. If you can get kind of past the ick factor, and if you can make your way to one of these Goodwill outlets, please, please, please give it a shot. It is treasure hunting at its best. While I was there in the morning, the thrifting mama was kind of squealing with one of her friends that they had both found like vintage Gucci purses on the same day. And they had them buried deep in their carts and they were like, shh, but they were also yelling. It was really cool. It was really cool to see kind of that excitement of they found something genuinely expensive and they were so excited to resell it and get it in the hands of people who loved it. So I'm in a little bit of a dilemma because I'm in a hotel room and because I have about 60 pounds of stuff in my car. I'm not sure how to get it from my car into my room without making it seem like I'm carrying in dead bodies. So I'm not sure what the haul part of this is going to look like. It's gonna be a surprise to all of us. Without further ado, let's get into the good stuff and let me show you what I found. I may also end up being back at my house showing you what I found. I don't have any idea. See you in a minute. I think I've come up with a plan. It is almost nighttime, so I am actually going to wait until it gets dark outside, and then I'm going to take one of my bags down to my car and then sneakily fill it up with some of the stuff that I bought and bring it back up. It's definitely going to look like I'm transferring illicit things into my room, but really it's just thrifted sheets and quilts. I just don't want people looking at me. We'll see what we can fit. I only had the courage to bring up like one bag, so it's gonna be a very small haul right now, but I think you'll like it. I even changed into my sweatpants because real pants are for chumps. This is a very small sampling of what I picked up. What a lot of people don't realize, I think, is that the bins are a great place to pick up actual yardage of fabric. First and foremost is this enormous, basically a bolt of cranberry red cotton. I'm almost positive that this is cotton. I'm gonna do a sneaky little burn test on it. There is a ton of this stuff. And it's heavy. Oh, it even has a tag on it that says it used to be 50 cents a yard. And if I'm reading it correctly, is that 12 and a half yards maybe? Let's see what it is. I think it is 100% cotton. My air conditioner's on, and I just bought this for like, I don't know, $1.60 a pound. I don't know how many pounds it is, but I'm gonna check to see how much yardage it is, because it's a lot. I think it's gonna end up being about 12 and a half yards. I'll put the exact amount like right here so you can see how much it actually ended up being. But if anybody needs any red cotton, I got you. Whoever said thrifting was not a sport, you are wrong. That was a lot of physical activity. Next, I picked up this roll of like almost like Calico Fabric. I don't know A, how much is in there, and B, if it's like cotton or rayon or even polyester. It was pretty sweet looking, and I figured it was probably something that could throw up on coffee and make available to other people. I have no idea how much is here. It's a healthy amount. So let me do a quick burn test, and then we will figure out how much is here, and we'll go from there. If you like that, you know, kind of cottagecore sort of vibe. So I think it's cotton. It might be rayon because it does have kind of like a plant burned smell, but it's not polyester, and there's a lot of it. The next thing that I found was not fabric, but you guys are gonna laugh. This is so stupid. I found somebody's like pants mock-up, child's pants. But the reason why I picked these up was not because of the fabric at all, but because it has all of the safety pins. I took all of the safety pins out of that mock-up. And these are the really good safety pins. They're enormous. These are huge. They're great. They're brand new. And because I paid by the pound, I paid basically nothing for them. I'm gonna throw the mock-up part away because I don't need it. So it's the weird things that you find at the bins. So as far as our fabric goes, I did a rough measurement. Whatever 44 times 4 is how much is here. So that's probably what, like 5 or 6 yards? And because it's so light, again, it was $1.50, $1.60 a pound. So it was pretty much nothing. And it's brand new fabric. Now I'm sure there are folks that are like, but doesn't it like get contaminated by all the things that are around it that are, you know, less than new? Yeah, maybe a little bit, but that's why washing machines are made. Also, whenever I'm picking stuff at the bins, I always fold them before they get into my cart. I don't just like flop them in there. But part of the reason why I fold them is I kind of do a little like waft test. So I do a little like. Next up, plum colored fabric. It was probably donated by the same person because I feel like the same person would wrap it up the same way. Off the bat, there was really nothing that like special about it other than, you know, I like the color. I thought the color was really nice. But along the edge of it, it says something haute couture. And this could just be like somebody trying to fancify their fabrics up a little bit, but it does have a really nice hand feel. It feels like it could be wool. And again, for a couple of cents, maybe $1, I figured it was worth picking up. We'll do a little burn test to see what it is. There's not a ton of it. There may only be like a yard or two here. Sometimes you never know what you're actually gonna find. It smells like straight up burning hair. So this is absolutely wool. It feels like really, really good wool. And then finally, the last thing that I found was like on my way out the door. I was done, I was hot, I was sweaty, people were starting to push. I had searched through everything. I swear I did not see it. So somebody must have dumped this, like, for me personally. Look at this. Look how pretty this is. What made me pick it up, other than like the colors and the pattern and everything, is along the selvage, it says Pura Lana, which I'm pretty sure means pure wool. I'm going to do a Google Lens and see if I am right or if I'm going to be very disappointed. Regardless, I think it's a beautiful pattern. And I will also put how much I got right here. That is all I'm willing to share with you from my hotel room, because I don't want to drag everything else up here because I'm self-conscious. In total this weekend, I spent like $100, I think, on all of my Goodwill trips. Just as an aside, I saw brand new skeins of yarn everywhere. There have been cases where I've seen like macrame cord. A lot of folks have it in their head that it's just dirty, disgusting, used clothes, but there is so much good stuff there. So I'm going to challenge you to please, if you get an opportunity, go to one of these Goodwill outlets, or if there is something equivalent near you, give it a shot. If it bombs, not a big deal. You'd never have to go back. But chances are pretty good that you are going to find something that you're like, wow. That's all I'm going to share from the safety and humidity of my hotel room. I will try to share everything else once I get home. It might be a separate video, or it might be a short, or it might be on Instagram. I don't really know. I haven't decided yet. But thank you guys for tuning in. I believe the next video will probably be a little look at my super amazing trip to Bhutan. I will see you guys then. Thanks for sticking around. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, because why not? Or give it a thumbs down. You could do that too. I don't care. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hopefully I'm at home next time. I miss my bed. And my husband. And my dogs. All right. Bye. Okay. Hi. Me. I'm back. I just wanted to kind of speed run through the rest of what I picked up. So check this out. I did show you this in the video, but I picked this guy up. It's 6 yards of like an outdoor fabric. I do think it's waterproof. I think it'll make really good beach bags, and I'm gonna put a few yards of this up on coffee because I don't need all 6 yards of that. Also, I got a couple of duvet covers, both of which are kind of cottagecore-ish. One is from Tommy Hilfiger, one is from Ralph Lauren, and they are both in great condition. I may separate one of them and throw half of it up on coffee. I haven't really decided yet, but I love both of them. I also picked up a couple of quilts. I got this pastel quilt that has a bunch of stars and things on it, but it was in really good condition. I don't think this star quilt is handmade. It might be, but I don't think it is. I think it is commercially made, and that's fine. I got it for $3. So I'm happy with that. I also picked up a stripy Eddie Bauer quilt that was in really, really good condition. So I'm gonna turn this into a duster and probably a jacket, like a shorter jacket, and maybe something else if I can think of it. I also got this quilt. This one might actually be handmade. I'm not positive. I haven't seen a tag on it yet, but it is this like autumn themed quilt, and I love it. I love the colors. It doesn't stink, which I'm really excited about. Not even of just laundry detergent. And I think it's a queen size. I haven't measured it out yet, but I think it's queen size. And then for the last quilt that I got this red coverlet that's quilted. As soon as I pulled it out of the bag, my husband goes, it would make a really great cloak for like a D&D sort of cosplay. It's very heavy, but he's right. It would be pretty badass. I picked up 2 what looks like twin size duvet covers solely for the fabric. It's not even my style of fabric, but this yellow pastel, almost damask looking fabric was too pretty to leave behind. I haven't measured these yet, but I'm pretty sure they're twin size. I'm gonna put them on coffee because the fabric is beautiful, and I think if you're doing anything like historical, this could kind of give you those vibes. And I got 2 of them, and they are in pristine condition. I'm not sure whether to count this as a quilt or not. I think it's a lap quilt, but I loved all of the vintage-ish floral panels that are on it. It's not comfortable enough to use as an actual quilt, but what I was thinking is maybe turning this into a couple of shopping totes, because I think the pattern is beautiful. I want to use it in some way, shape, or form, but it's not comfortable enough for it to be a quilt. I also picked up this panel of eyelet fabric with a really pretty scalloped edge. There's 4 yards here. It weighs nothing, so this probably cost me less than $1, and I think I could make some really cool tank tops or use it on the bottom of petticoats or something. I don't know, and I may just put it on coffee. I'll let you know. Here is another blanket that I picked up. It's just a woven cream and yellow throw blanket with some fringes at the end. I don't know what store they sold these in. I don't really care. I got it for less than $3, I think. It may work really well as like a long cardigan, like a sweater type of cardigan. I don't know. We'll find out. I really liked it, and it was in really good condition, so I grabbed her. I did find this bundle of heart fabric. I've gotten into making these elastic waist pants as well as boxer shorts type things, and I figured this would be perfect for something like that. I think it's less than £1, so it cost me less than $1.50. And finally, probably my favorite find out of everything, which is probably the most boring one, was this king fitted sheet. But as soon as I touched it, I knew that it was made out of linen. And I was right. 100% linen. It has really good elastic, which is a weird thing to geek out about, but use fitted sheets and the elastic can be reused for waistbands and things like that. I get some new elastic and I get a ton of really good linen, which I'm gonna dye because it's a little yellowy in spots, but I don't care because I'm gonna dye it. For $100, I killed it. Moral of the story, get thee to the bins. Do it. Do it. And then let me know how it goes, because I really geek out over this kind of stuff. That's it for real. See ya. Bye.